500 subs, I'll be getting the Bloodborne Platinum, so subscribe. That's right, boys and girls, it's Spider-Man 2 Platinum time. The game has 42 trophies and no intro simply because fuck that, so let's just begin. The first thing I do is start a new game. Epic. Anyways, we start off with the teaser that we got at the end of Spider-Man Miles Morales, where we meet Venom, I think. Then we see Miles in school and some familiar faces. And Peter pulls up and he's a fucking teacher. I let him teach me like sexual thing. Okay, no, what the fuck. But suddenly we see hella sand on the window. We escape the classroom and we go to attack simply because we're Spider-Man. Fuck yeah. After swinging around a little while, we get to see Sandman. And we enter a fight. Hell yeah, ×2. And he tries to fucking bury me. But then I turn to Miles and he throws me to fucking Narnia. But we proceed to water tank and drench Sandman, and then I learned I can fucking fly. Hell yeah, ×3. And we get electrocuted. And then I nut in his eyes and Miles get a ray gun from the mystery box, so we one-shot Sandman. I also get flashbacks and we see a strong dude coming for our city. And I get a trophy for finishing the first mission. We then saved some people and set up our own network. And then I also stopped the crime because I'm Spider-Man. Then I switch to Miles and we go to a roof and we 3D print something and we stop a crime. Next I enter a building and I save people from flames and I find a crystal. And it was a fucking talking crystal. But I fought some more dudes and then I help a dude in a limo. And it was the dude that shit talked us in the Miles Morales game. But then we go back to our school after saving the entire fucking town and Peter gets fired.
You're fired.
Because the teacher doesn't know he's Spider-Man. But then I get to play as Peter and I take a picture of some strangers. And then I took some more for no reason. Honestly, W Spider-Man, fuck privacy. I also craft some suits so I get a trophy for having style. And then I go to MJ and we kiss. We enter our house and I explore like a god. Then I go back to MJ to have sex, but we look at photos instead. We also get a flashback of Aunt May, and we see the dude that I thought was Venom, but his name is Harry, now I know. And then I bike like a boss. I became a chemic and I make webs as young Spider-Man, and then I hoop like LeBron James. And I also got something from Peter's locker that was like a USB stick, I don't know what's in it, but we get to see the main villain again. And he enters our city with a fucking army. Shit. I also learned that Miles' mom started dating again and fuck, I'm jealous as hell. But later I got a trophy for failing a trick.
Danica, you are listening.
And then I get a trophy for finding Finn and Miles' science project that was in the Spider-Man Miles Morales game. I meet up with Spider-Man to watch some prisoners, but we do a shit job and then we fight some tribe looking people. The tribe then try to escape with Lee, but Miles stops them. But he gets yoinked right in front of me. Then it's brofist time, then gay sex. I also visit Aunt May grave to pay my respect for another trophy.
Hey May, miss you.
Then I also go to meet Uncle Aaron's, or the Prowler as Miles, and he asks us to take some tech from the streets. We enter a stash and finish it, and then we unlock Prowler stashes. And after swinging around like a maniac, I get a trophy for doing tricks. And I run my way to my next trophy.
The spiders win.
I also finished 5 side missions for another trophy.
This is the best.
I meet up with Harry and check out his research lab. But I fly through the fucking map and I die. Great. But Peter accepted the job, so let's fucking go. I entered a base and I see on a computer that they are hunting something. So I go deeper in the base and I also find weapons. So I steal it and then I hang some enemies and proceed to search for clues. I find a video of Kraven fighting Scorpion and I realize that he is not a person we should mess with.
Is this the best you can do?
After that I went to see Uncle Aaron and I got a trophy for getting all the tech stashes. And not long after I also did all the photos for another trophy. I also got all the crystals from Sandman and delivered it to his daughter for a trophy. Then we enter the speed demon. Raise your hand if you like men. Then I hit the bell with the hammer and Harry seems a little too strong. And firework time, then enemies pulls up and fucks up the entire amusement park. They also steal my boy, so that's kinda shit. We almost fail, but Harry pulls up and saves the day. Soon after I enter a hatch and meet with Harry again, where he tries to control his power, but he just makes a mess. Then I meet up with Felicia and we try to get Tombstone back. And while doing it I get a trophy for stealthing people with a web line 25 times. Then something happens when me and Harry fist each other and then we turn back to Miles. The next thing I do is set Howard's pigeons free, and when I go to see him again after setting them free I learn that he died. So I got a trophy for helping him freeing his pigeons. Oh, and I got a trophy for completing Hard Bop. After doing a lot of mysterious missions, I finally meet up with the culprit and enter a fight with him. It was honestly a cool fight with many levels, but we win and escape. And I get a trophy for doing all the missions for Mysterio. I also get a trophy for defeating 100 enemies with spider arm abilities. I meet up with Harry again and we see MJ in the back of a van. Reminds me of my childhood. And then I play as MJ, but then we see the main villain. Fuck. Then Spider-Man pulls up, but Spider-Man gets stabbed. Harry steps up and he's fucking putting in work on wannabe Kratos. And then Peter fucking dies. But big black thing enters my body and I somehow survive. Then I beat the shit out of people and honestly I was smiling from ear to ear. Then Kraven wants me because I'm sexy. And I get a trophy for receiving a black suit. Not long after I also got a trophy for collecting 10,000 tech parts and I almost didn't record it. And then I collected all the spiders. So I got an address and I get to see a person from the Spider-Verse. And then I get rewarded with the game crash. So I try again and I get a trophy. I then serve Kraven's bodyguard and he's one big dude. And then I find a fucking tiger. I go to the graveyard and meet Kraven's shield again. But I defeat him and enter a church where we meet Kraven. He just teases me with a bell, so we run away.
My final hunt.
Oh, I also fought Yuri. That bitch. I also unlocked the trophy for doing all of the hunter bases. The reason I do like a lot of cleanup at the start is to not get overwhelmed at the end. So right after, I also get a trophy for getting all the gadget upgraded. I then go to see Miles' father and ask for his advice. I found out that I could finally do the last FNSM request and I pet the robot dog and play with it and give it a better home. I then get a trophy for doing all 6 of them. I then find the lizard and he's one big boy. Well, we lost him. And Miles gets concerned because Peter is acting hella weird.
He's not normally like that, right? No.
I also got all the drones where I simply had to follow and dodge. The last mission for this is to enter a penthouse and a secret bunker. And we get to see Chameleon. Then I get a trophy for doing all of the drone thingies that I just explained. And we see that Harry is not doing too good without a suit. We enter a fight and we try to put the cure in him, but we fail. Then Venom pins him down and damn, I wish that was me. He then tried to run, but we chase him. Then Kraven pulls up. I then get mad and I inject him with the medicine. And we get a trophy for completing the mission. And then I get to play as MJ. And Peter is not really looking too good. So we call Miles to chase him down. Then Peter almost fucking kills MJ, but we good. And then Kraven pulls up and kidnaps Miles. And Peter wakes up on a park bench. I then head to Harry and he just looks a little bit tired. Peter then visits Miles' mom and we go looking for Miles. We then see Miles in a cage and we try to escape. We also enter a fucking massive battle with Mr. Negative, also known as Lee, where he enters our minds and fucks with us. I also get a trophy for doing something with reverse flux. I don't know what that is, but it's some sort of combat thing.
I'm the kid whose dad you killed at City Hall.
Then after a long fight we defeat Lee, but we do a big brain thing and help him escape, and I get a trophy for completing the mission.
When you're out, find Spider-Man.
We then go to meet Martin Lee as Peter to find information about Miles, and I get a trophy for doing something with powers. And Peter looks a little mad. And we go to see Kraven. Oh, we also see Miles in a god-awful outfit I gave him and finally get to fight him. But he uses a bell, so he's cheating. Then he tries to crack my head like a walnut, so I try to kill him, but Miles pulls up and stops me. So instead Peter turns to Miles and fight. And when I tell you this was awesome, I fucking mean it. Peter is strong enough to remove the Venom and is finally free, and I get a trophy for completing the mission. I go to meet with Dr. Connors, but I see Harry and he clearly wants the suit, and he manages to get it. Then he turns to the real fucking Venom. Jesus Christ, let's fucking go. Then I get to play as Venom and I caused absolute fucking chaos. And finally the main big guy. I just know this is gonna be fucking awesome. Then Venom fucking kills him. "10 out of 10. And Harry seems to be bugging the fuck out, and I get a trophy for completing the mission. I go back to being Spider-Man and I see the damage. But fucking look at the aesthetics. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what a great game. And then Ganke drops an absolute truth bomb that shocks everyone.
That time when we went mini golfing for my birthday and I got that hole in one to win, I cheated.
I also get a trophy for getting all of the suit tech upgrades. And I FaceTime with MJ. And Harry pulls up on her door. Yeah, great. I go home and I see them talking. And Harry is a little devious. So he attacks us and he turns MJ to a clone. We destroyed her. Honestly, fuck her. Oh, and I get a trophy for it. Then I go to the city hall and things ain't looking too good. I also get a trophy for defeating 100 enemies with evolved Venom abilities. We also get new drip somehow, and I get a trophy for attacking with it. I then go chasing after Venom, but the town looks a little too black. I then fight and fight and fight, and then we enter a big ass room, and Venom is right behind me. Anyways, we run away and we go to see MJ before the last story mission, Trophies time. We give MJ a weapon and Peter tries to tease Harry to come out of the cave. It honestly worked. Great. I shoot some enemies and find a rock, and we also steal it. I get attacked by a big guy, but MJ is used to handling them. Honestly, after playing the game, I still don't know what the rock is, so yeah. The rock? Huh? We then double team Venom as Miles and Peter. Honestly, this whole end is fucking tense as fuck, and it's way too good for a game. But soon Peter manages to remove Venom from Harry, and then we get some bromance before Harry fucking dies. But we managed to heal the world together, so that's kinda poggers. Then after a cutscene, Miles tried to kickstart Harry's heart again, and boom, it's a miracle. Then Harry's dad pulls up and yells at us for some reason, and Peter and MJ are looking at the view. Then MJ moves in our house. And MJ started a podcast. Yeah, that's important information. And Peter do be inviting the whole fucking gang for pancakes. We show MJ our garage and our cock, and then we need to be Spider-Man. Then I get a trophy for completing the main story. And I also got a trophy for getting the max level in the game. And now it's cleanup time. But honestly, I don't need a lot more at all, simply because I'm a fucking insane gamer. I go back home to Peter and plug in a thumb drive I got, and I get a trophy for doing all of the EMF experiments. I then get a trophy for completing all of the nests. And I finished the last flame mission, and that was the last thing I needed for 100% completing all the districts. And then I bought all the suits for another trophy, and now I only need one more, baby. And the last one was honestly super fucking simple. It was for using the web wings from one side of the map to the other. And the platinum popped. This game was, bro, 10 out of 10. One of my favorites that I have platinumed. It just took me 19 hours to do. It was the best Spider-Man game that I have played. But I only played 2. So now I also need to get the normal Spider-Man. I don't know when that will be, but I definitely need to play it some time. Oh yeah, and after this I also got 100% for just completing the story again on New Game Plus. Because, you know, I felt like getting the nice 100%. So if you want to see me get the Spider-Man Miles Morales Platinum, here you go. Just click this. And yeah, see ya.